Okay, welcome back. This is the last video in the original Monoprint series. This is all about cleanup. In the first video, we covered basically the tools and how to get things kind of set up. The second video was actual the printmaking process. And now the third video that we're going to cover is just cleanup and how we can get everything kind of set and put away. Alright, to start with, I've liked these kind of containers. This is what I store most of my materials in. You can tell these are where my extra brayers are. I like these containers because they stack easily and they're the good size. Also, you can use them as cleaning tools to help you out. What I use, right over here, I have a small bath set up with just some dishwashing soap. You don't have to go and spend the expensive stuff like Dawn and stuff like this. I just go to the dollar store and get something. And just looks like a little tiny dime worth in the bottom will do great, and it will really foam up well, and that's really what we're trying to get. Okay, so I'm going to set this right here. First off, I'm going to make sure what I do is I have a paint pal with the class, and I make sure that they have all the lids closed off, maybe wiped down just a little bit, everything closed and stowed away. Then from there, what I will do is I will gather all the tools. I like the plastic end brushes a little better because I know that the Royal and some of the other ones are a little more expensive, but these things, over time, the wood handles, the paint splits and the wood expands and the heads fall off. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just use this, and I just kind of stir it in there a little bit to get just a little bit of the paintbrush, a little bit soaking, and then I'll just drop it in. Next, all my really expensive fancy tools that I made, what I will do is take these and I will just take them and I just dunk them right into the bin. Anything that I've used, I use and just put it in the bin. Now, extra paper like this newsprint, I might fold up extra other pieces of paper and toss them right there. All my prints should be on the drying rack. I make sure that all that's done before we start cleaning up. That way, worst case scenario, I can throw everything in the bins myself and clean it. Okay, brayers. This looks like it's a little dried on. I've actually left it for about an hour. I just wanted to see, just to show you how easily it is to clean some of these paints off. I just take this whole brayer and I might do a little spritz on the glass. The reason why I like glass is glass cleans up a little easier. And that's just kind of get this kind of start soaking just a little tiny bit. Now, if you're using a more advanced ink like Akua, Akua is a soy-based ink. It's more expensive, but it's really nice if you've got like a first period that you're printmaking with, and then you have like a sixth period you're printmaking with. The great thing about Akua is the ink stays wet. It will stay wet for a very long time, and it's easy to clean off the brayers as well. Now I've got that just kind of wet, and I'm just going to dunk it. And I might need to go back in and do a little bit of cleanup, real gentle, just kind of scraping on this, but as you can tell, this stuff is breaking down pretty quickly. Let's see if I get a clean spot on there. There we go. So I will just soak that in that wash right there. I make sure I have all of my brayers that I've used in the buckets. Now, if you've got a really large class, and I know I've mentioned before that I've had classes of as big as 40, you can get several of these containers and just soak them per class. It makes it a little bit easier. Alright, this stuff's going to soak for a little bit, and it is warm water. If you can get warm water, I prefer that. Okay, now I've missed one, and you'll find one or two pieces, tools floating around. Just pick them up and just soak them into that bin. Alright, I've checked. All my brushes are put away. All my paints are good. I love these little containers of water. And for now, I've got this giant container right here. Now, I have a few extra of these cards right here. What I can do with this is I will just kind of scoop a lot of the goop right to the middle. And it might dry a little bit on the glass. That's okay. Some of it will come off. It's going to come off really easily. I'm not even really putting a lot of elbow grease because I just got it wet. And from there, I just make one big giant scoop in the middle. And then I will use some of the newsprint meaning from the foam books, and I will just lay this right on here and soak. And just let it soak some of that up. Wipe it down. and into the trash with that little bin, a little tiny little bit. And sometimes the kids are going to want to go crazy and they're going to want to get like half the phone book and put it down. Really no need for that. Just show them that, you know, one piece of newsprint at a time. The phone books are great because you can, they're so readily available. And you're really not worried about, you know, printing on them, although it does make kind of an interesting background. And now I've got my glass cleaned up. And voila, no harsh chemicals, no containers of multiple things stored other than my tools. Glass, I'm just going to put that away in a safe place. And now I will go back and pull this out and we will go from there. And some of this stuff might have to soak a little bit longer, it might not. I'll have some sponges. A lot of this is breaking down. I'm going to leave this stuff to soak for about 30 minutes, okay? 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to come back in 30 minutes and show you how well that everything has been soaked and cleaned off. Again, this really only works well with the plastic handled tools, and careful what metal objects you soak in water. Okay, so we're going to do a quick pause and go for 30 minutes. Okay, and we're back, and after 30 minutes this stuff has been soaking. All I need to do is just take a nice sponge and just kind of sponge over the whole thing. We've had our stuff soaking for a little bit. You might need to lose a little bit of elbow grease if it really got in there. I like my brayers very, very clean. Very, very clean. I like the edges. Try to get the edges good on the sides. Really get those cleaned out well. If you still need to soak them over time, sometimes the paint is just so old or the brayers just start getting pitted. That takes a little bit longer. But I like to clean up in the top of the brayer as well. Up in there and the very top. Then I just set them to the side. As you can see, the 30 minutes of soaking in just this dishwasher solution or dish solution is really, really good. If you need to really get something really deep and clean, like some of the stains in here, Fabuloso is a great thing. I know you can buy it at the dollar store. I think you can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's now. It is great, great stuff for cleaning. And if you really need to, it also conditions up the brayers quite well. But over time, these things are going to stain. It's just nature of the beast. But as you can tell, going in here, going through, just wiping these little plastic cards off, everything gets cleaned really, really well and ready to go for next time. All right, so the longer stuff soaks, the better stuff's going to come clean. If you have something that just won't come clean, like these cards, just throw them out, unless you've got one that you really, really want to keep for a long, long time. Again, these cards are usually gift cards. They're the hard plastic ones. They work great and you can clean them over and over again. If you want to learn more about cutting stencils, you can check out my stencil cutting videos that I also have on this website. Again, thanks for watching, and if you have any input or anything that you've tried that you'd like to share, I'd love to see it. Until then, let's get creating.